welcome back to the channel. So if you haven't watched the previous video, we have set a goal. Can you do a cheap saltwater aquarium? People say it's too hard, it's too expensive, you need all these different parts, and to some extent it's probably true. But I thought, let's see what we can do with a $250 budget. Now, given, like most people in the hobby, I've got a garage full of extra bits and pieces laying around, so it's probably will be more if you were to do it completely from scratch. Obviously, I've set just the spending limit of $250. So having a look around the shops, went to Best Friends, I went to Ray's shop in Aquapet, as well as good old Williamstown Aquarium, and sort of had to suss out, do I piece together the parts I want, or do I try to get a complete setup? So after doing the calculations of, probably $25 to $30 for the tank, probably another $30 for lighting, another $30 or more for the pumps and so forth. Ray had a Petworks Nano 30 tank. It comes with everything, lighting, the tank, filter, so forth. And it's got a back filter, so that's a little bit more handy. Obviously hides all the stuff we don't want to see when we aquascape. So yeah, went and bought that. That cost me, I think it was $90. It's basically got a bit of everything. It says it's for goldfish. I don't think so. Obviously it's quite small, way too small for a goldfish, as well as tropical and marine fish. So we'll have a look and see what we can obviously do with it. I also bought a startup pack, just to basically get it cycling a little bit quicker. But this is obviously the tank. Probably won't be able to squeeze it into, there we go. So it's not a big tank, but it's just enough to get me started, get me back into salt water. The other parts that I had to buy today was some water storage. So went to Bunnings and paid, I think it's about $19 each for a 15 litre storage water container. Obviously I needed 3 of them because of the size of the tank. So yeah, 90 there. I think this is about $14, so there's $104 there. And then $60 for the water storage containers. So far we've spent about $170 odd from the $250 budget that I've set. Other things that obviously I've had from previous tanks. So digital thermometer, got heaps of those. Ammonia test kits from the tank behind me. pH strips, I don't usually, they were cheap when I bought them a long time ago. And obviously a small heater. Some of these were from when I had assignments fighting fish, hence the reason, some of these are really small parts. And then the next part is obviously to aquascape it. And when I packed up my old saltwater tank, I still had some rocks and sand. And when I had a look at today, more than enough to start this little tank. So again, another way to save money. So we've got some pieces of rock. So there's some really good pieces here. When I sold all the old rock I had, I kept a few pieces because I thought maybe one day, never know, you might better use it. Plus I don't like to get rid of things. So little pieces, And then there's this really nice piece that I kept. So it's sort of like, could be like a bit of a bridge. So whether I break it up, I don't know, we'll see when I start aquascaping it. And then just enough sand, probably more than enough sand to do this little tank. So yeah, $90 there, $14 for the test kit, $60 for the water storage containers, and then I think another $6 for salt water. So let's go in the kitchen and piece this thing together. Okay, now time for the fun part. So when aquascaping, I always like to get a bit of cardboard, cut it out, and that way I can sort of gauge the area that I'm working with. It also helps to plan so that you don't build it too close to the tank glass and then you can't clean the windows. So these are some of the parts that I've worked with. So I'm just going to try and play around with them and see what happens, and then glue it together, and then it's ready to go into the tank. So I think that's looking somewhat okay. So we've got plenty of places for later on to put some coral, whatever we add to it. Fish have a bit of room to swim around the rock, in and out of it. And then these little pieces I'll just spread around the back of the tank, just to add a bit more rock into the tank, because obviously the more rock, the more filtration there is in the tank. So we sort of want to work with a good amount of rock with the size of the tank. So I'll let that dry, and then once it's dry, we'll put it into the tank.